Hello everyone, this is Samirian, and in this tutorial we're going to talk about another new toy to 3.0, and that is the Vehicle Trick Tracker. Now, a lot of people have said they don't really see a use to this toy, but it's actually quite a clever little toy, especially when you combine it with the fact that we can now use challenge makers to lock players into vehicles. So we're actually going to quickly just look at this toy. There's only really one property you can give it, and that is successful landing required. And basically what this toy does is if you perform one trick and then land, it will do one thing. If you perform two and then land, it will do another. And actually if you do two, it'll do something. And if you have successful landing required turned on, then the player has to actually successfully land for the trick to count. And so I see that being an option you're usually going to have turned on, as I just did there. Now, we're actually going to make a little quick challenge here. And so what we're going to use is we're going to use a scoreboard. We're going to use the Vehicle Trick Tracker to do a little score-based challenge. So we've dropped down a scoreboard right there. And yes, when I do tutorials, I generally tend to be very messy with my logic, which I'm usually not. And we're going to drop down a challenge maker. And of course, now that I've left the creative toys over here, let's put in a timer. It's going to be a timed event to see who can get the most points. And a timer. So just quickly, we're going to go into the timer. We're going to make this a 40-second event. Countdown, sure, why not? Okay, so we're actually going to go into the challenge maker, and I've already got a tutorial on challenge makers, so I'm going to fly through this fairly quickly. I had a power disk I wanted to use. Where did I put it? There it is. Ground vehicle. General Grievous's wheel bike. There we go. Now, we're going to hook up the scoreboard because we want some scores on this challenge. We're going to play to, I'll just put in a large number. Hide on use score fields. Yes, please. And I already linked it. Excellent, there we go. So, the inputs you can do to a trick maker are basically on or off. You can turn it on so it starts tracking tricks, or you can turn it off so it stops. So when the challenge starts, we're going to start tracking. And because I like to be tidy, when the challenge is over, we are going to stop tracking tricks. And when the challenge starts, start that timer. And when the timer is expired, I want the challenge to be over. Just a quick and dirty little challenge here. So, what the trick maker is good for, or the trick tracker is good for, is it will track how many tricks you performed, which is simple enough. You could do that in vehicles anyway, but it will track it by player. So it doesn't matter what vehicle that player is in, it's going to track that player's tricks in a vehicle. So you can keep track of scores a lot better using this vehicle, or this tool. So we're going to say one trick performed by player 1 is going to increment by 1 player 1 score. Now, of course, as you can see here, we'd probably have to make a couple connections to make this all work good if we wanted to make it a multiplayer challenge, but I'm just going to do something simple for now. 2 tricks is going to get you a whopping 3 points for player 1, and let's just say 3 points will get you, or 3 tricks performed in a row after successfully landing will get you a whopping 6 points for player 1. And there we go. So let us put down some pieces that are going to let us perform some tricks. 1.5. Vehicle out of the way. And just like that. So now when I start the challenge, and let's be a little more fancy than this. I'm going to drop down a locator. I'll show you a little trick with a locator if you don't know this trick already. On a locator, you'll see there's a little blue, light blue nib on one of the points. And when you're spawning players and stuff to that locator, that is the direction they will be pointing. And so I want this pointing straight at the ramp, so I'm just going to turn it. And now you can see I'm going to be spawned pointing straight at the ramp. So let's put this locator up to the challenge maker. As an all. And the challenge maker, like I said before, I already have a challenge maker tutorial out there, so if you want to see more about that, you can go look at that. That result score is set to points, which our scoreboard is. Highest points wins. Okay, let's give this a try and see how that trick tracker is going to do with us. So there I did a single trick. I should probably enclose this thing. There I did 2 tricks. There I did 3 tricks and got the whopping 6 points. So you can see this trick tracker is perfectly monitoring the tricks I'm doing. Oh, and I fell off the edge. And there we go, that's the trick tracker. You can set it up so it will track every player tricks individually. You don't have to use it with the challenge maker. I was just doing the challenge maker to show you, but you could actually have it just tracking tricks throughout the entire toy box for no reason other than just for fun. And as I said, the beautiful part about this thing is that it will track the tricks not based on vehicles but based on players. So every player you can, or even teams, if you scroll down a bit, you'll see that you can even track team scores. So it makes it much easier way to actually build a challenge based on, or maybe not even based on tricks, but just including vehicle tricks in it. So that is the vehicle trick tracker. It is actually a pretty nifty new tool in 3.0, and I hope to see what some of you all decide to do with it. So again, this has been Cimmerian, and I hope this video has been helpful to you. Have yourselves all a wonderful day.